Hey guys, welcome to Moxie Gardens. Today I'm going to be working on another project in the backyard. Today we're going to be working right directly behind the pond. I'm going to be adding planters and saucers into this space. I've got a lot of tropicals, house plants, whichever you would prefer. I've got annuals, I've got perennials. We've got a lot of stuff that we're going to add into these 3 planters. The reason why I'm going with planters in this space is because I've got a lot of maple. I've got a couple maples, and maples, their roots run wild. So I've got maples, I've got redbuds, rhododendron, boxwoods, and a few other things in there. I've lyrope and some astilbe. So I don't really want to disturb that space, so what I'm going to do is add some stones to the ground, elevate these pots, put them on top of those stones, and see if we can't just add some life to there. I've got a spirea that leads through the side, so the sidewalk will lead to this space, and it's a sharp turn, so I got to shave off the spirea, see what we can do to kind of get this space, you know, spruced up, and we're getting closer to the finish line when it comes to some of these small pockets, and that's how I do these gardens. I take small pockets and between a tree and a tree, or between a post and a post, or a tree, whichever it is, a big shrub, large shrubs, and I just try to maximize and do as much as I can in between those spaces so that I can move on. So we're going to maximize hopefully every inch of this space and make it look really nice. I will end up going back sometime and adding some more stuff to the ground, but I think I have the right things. Now, you're probably asking, why am I not over there showing you? Well, today's graduation for a lot of families, and so it's really loud back there. Not like, it's loud for the video. Not loud for us, we don't mind. But for the video's sake, I don't want any distractions. So that being said, I'm hoping I can finish this video today, this part. I can hear fireworks now. But yeah, so we'll see how this turns out. So I'm going to put on some music, and we're going to go back there and see if we can't elevate this space. Like I said, over this canopy, or under this canopy rather, there are all those roots and stuff, and I don't want to disturb the roots, nor do I want the plants, all these new plants that I'm going to be putting in, fighting for nutrients and fighting for water. So that being said, let's go see what we can do to this garden. I'm way out of my comfort zone. I know how to do all this stuff now. I'm just not a big planter guy, and that's the next step in my mind to help me elevate this garden a little bit more. So let's just jump into it, and let's see what I can get myself into. So hopefully it's enough that you guys will continue watching. Oh, and speaking of that, thank you for who are brand new to the channel. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you guys who have been with me on my short journey on this. So that being said, let's get into it and let's see what we can make. right, let's head back there and see what's going on. I think it turned out terrific. The graduation parties were entertaining, say the least, but everything's all wrapped up, and so everybody went home. Right now I'm sitting in a honeysuckle just full of bloom. There are bees and hummingbirds, you name it, it's here, and it smells great. But looky here, I think this turned out really sharp. I do have some empty spaces right here that I'll touch up someday down the road. I just keep going to visiting those box stores and seeing, you know, as it gets warmer, they tend to put stuff on clearance, so, or CVP, whichever the name is. So that if you're new and you have if you're a new gardener and you're working with a tight budget, go see what they're doing. You can even take stuff up to them if they haven't got to it and just ask them for it. Ask them if they can reduce the price before they throw it away. So that's how I get a lot of my plants, and then just kind of nurse them back to health. Give them a little bit of water and they're back to normal. But moving right along, look how much color is there. And there's not a, okay, other than the begonias, there's not a single bloom in there, but it's just chock full of color. And so I think it's a lot of fun to add different textures and colors of different plants to give you that wow factor. And you can see right back here we have a rhododendron that's helping out my cause on this video. But yeah, I think it's just turned out really sharp. And then you add in the stones below and elevating that, raising it up off, it just gives it another dimension to this garden. So I think it turned out well. You can see there's a slight breeze, and the movement back here, I think it's spot on. I know it's hard not to mess up spring. It's when you get into June, July, August, how is your gardening? So we'll continue to push forward, but right now the garden is just at an all-time high for me. So yeah, let's see what else is going on in the garden real quick before I close up shop. But you can see this is just a lot of color. I can't wait for the caladiums to get bigger, and then you can see the HEUCHERA, the different colors in them. I think all in all, everything will just play a part. And then these perennials, at the end of the season, when we start to change these saucers out or these planters out, I may end up putting mums or something for fall. But what I'll do is I'll take a lot of these perennials that are around here, that are perennial for me around here, and I'll just add them to the garden somewhere, and then push the repeat button next year. So let's go around here and see what's happening. We got a lot of irises that are at peak, and some of them are starting to come out. But I think all in all, the garden is really just super showy right now. This is all sitting under a tiger's eye right here, tiger eye sumac. That's a lot of fun, and I really like, as you lift the canopy up on that, the wooden structure below. I think it looks really sharp. Coming through here, you can see I always have something that I'm going to tuck in. And then when I was telling you about my pockets, for me mentally, when I walk away from a project that I started in the morning, instead of trying to take on the whole garden at once, I just pick a tree to a tree, or a tree to a post to something, a large shrub, and then I just try to conquer it in between. Let me go around the corner. See, so it's real tall on this side, and you can see the different textures, different colors. And then on the other side it was shorter, so just it gives you a reason to go around. So everywhere I look throughout the garden, no matter if I'm standing on that side or this side, it's going to be different. But you can see how much is just going on between that tree there and that tree, and that's probably 8 feet. So you can see all that power in that 8 foot or 8 feet of space. And then I have the dogwood right there, and it's just forces your eye to go this way. I just think everything's turning out well. We've got a hydrangea there that's going to come into its own, but you can see the garden's really starting to make headway. So my wife and I spent the weekend working back there and getting that area cleaned up. That used to be the gazebo. I've got a project coming up for that. We'll see how it turns out, but my mind and my wheels are turning. So that was a big undertaking. That's taken us a while. But just look, this if you're brand new to the channel, first of all, if you are, thank you for watching. If this is your first time, it was a recommendation. Thank you for stopping and looking at the channel. Please hit the like and subscribe. Maybe we can take this journey together. But you can see this from, let's see, from this bridge right here all the way around. This is coming up on a full year. I did this last April, I believe. But look how much power is and color is in this space, and you wouldn't believe if I was just to set this camera down and let it sit still. There is so many bees, so many butterflies. The hummingbirds are just wild in this space. So yeah, this looks really good. This is super picturesque for me. I'm really proud of how this turned out. And then just add a lantern in there. That was from a Christmas display at a box store. Got them on clearance for the 90% off because nobody was taking them, and I took several and I just added it to the garden. But gosh darn it, I mean, it's just, I'm so happy right now with the way this is all turning out. Anyway, yeah, so that's the conclusion of the project. I'll swing you back over there. So ultimately, at the end of the day, when I wash my hands of a project, you put in all the sweat and energy and effort and money into a space, you really want it to show out. And I can walk away from this project a happy man, because this, I think, looks really good. Like I said, I'll add some stuff into these bare spaces, but little by little, paycheck to paycheck, right? So we'll see how it turns out. I just want to thank everybody for watching. If you like what you're seeing out of this channel, hit the like, hit the subscribe, make sure and hit the notification, and let's just continue to grow together. I appreciate everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.